I'm not oppressed with it, but folks try to be able to press your see. You know, personal words is cool, but like influence and social proof makes you stronger. You know, so having that on social is just gonna make my brand stronger, and that's why I'm doing it. So, I strategically was like, I bet this summer, now that I have more time, because I'm not working as much, I'm gonna focus on this and focus on locking in. So,
Well, the camera's already rolling, so I guess we don't really need an intro. But
facts.
what's cooking NYC? You know, new episode today. We got a good friend of mine, somebody that y'all definitely seen from multiple episodes we have, some of my vlogs, some of my Raw Connection vlogs, on the Instagram page. Curtis is well, I didn't vlog that, but Curtis is about the New York remixer and all that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got my boy Wealthy Zach in the building.
Zach Ruera.
Nah, I'm only referring to you as Wealthy Zach. That's only because it's such a small world. Like I thought it was Wealthy Zach because of I guess the theme, the image.
Yeah.
But then I'm finding out like you're friends with my people, so I'm just like, yo, that's crazy how we never like crossed paths all these years.
Yeah, you went to Edison, right?
Nah, I didn't know her from high school.
Oh, okay.
I knew them off of like the MLM wave, the Forex.
Yeah, okay. That's what I saw.
Yeah, and then they were all putting me on with Hirsch's music.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny too. I actually wanted to work with Hirsch too. I told him I was like, we could do that.
Yeah.
Then I started falling back from the music thing. I mean, I'd still be open to it though. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, how the Wealthy thing came about, it's crazy because I'm not even the one who started it. My best friends did. The Keon, Malik, Matthew.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones that actually started. That movement. And it just became big out of nowhere, back in, high school days. It just became big because everybody was just like, well, they started with the Wealthy _. So, being a close friend, I was like, all right, I'm going to do it too. Wealthy _
Nah, Eli,
my name.
Eli was in there too, right?
Eli was in it. It was just like a lot of friends. It became friends of friends. So it became as big as like 40, 50 people at one point had the Wealthy. And it was just like a bunch of brothers just coming together and wanted to, one day we're going to be wealthy. So that's, how it started. But, we still got the name, I never changed my name because I think it just coincides with what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a manifesto of, what I'm trying to get to. I'm not, wealthy yet by any means, but I definitely want to get there. So I like the name. Shout out to them.
And of course the shorts. That's what really got me on. It's really the shorts, man. Like,
yeah, the shorts.
Both these shorts are fire. I don't know why you stop selling. Yo, I tell you that all the time. Yo, bring them shorts back, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to Chris, who's the designer of the shirts. But Chris is dope, Matt is dope, and they have some great designs. They have some great designs. But it's just about the business, the strength, the inventory, and everything like that. Making sure you put out the right amount of products so that you can make your ends back. So that's just I'm not in that business, but I definitely see where that might be a struggle to bring it back up. But definitely need that back, Matt, for sure. You got a lot.
Oh yeah,
Chris, you got a lot.
He told me he watches this podcast, so I know he's gonna see this.
Well, you better go see this shit.
Yeah. So today is interesting because usually. Like I said right before we start filming, you like to speak about business credit, but
yeah,
we both got tired of that. In a sense of like, if this is a credit or whatnot, but it's like, don't get me wrong, I know the audience probably still wants to tap into it just a little bit, but you say you want to speak more like from the mindset and whatnot.
Yeah,
similar to Raw Connections as well.
Business credit and business funding and investing and businesses in general. It pretty much starts with a foundation of discipline, like just making sure that you're disciplined with your finances. If you were making $2,000 to $3,000 a month, do not get a $2,500 a month apartment. Like
I just say someone post something like that. Like, I get $10,000 a month and go do some dumb shit like buy $8,000.
Exactly, like. Stay with your moms, a little bit longer. You don't have to move into your own place, sacrifice a little bit longer. In our households, unfortunately, in the Black households, as Black people, we try to move out as soon as possible. Soon as possible.
Just for the bracket.
A lot of just to say, yo, I got my own spot, just to big up yourself. But nah, you know, stay in your mom's house a little bit longer, stack your money. There's nothing wrong with that, and you know, you'll be better off for it. So that's just a mindset that I had coming up. You know, I stayed in my mom's crib until I was like 26. You know, 26. Literally last year I got my own spot, but that rent every month is tough. I wanted to buy a house, but even the housing market right now it's insane. So I would say to the young people, you know, stay disciplined, save your money, don't be in every party every weekend, because that $100 a night add up. That rent for you a night add up. And if you were women, you're probably not spending as much, but it still adds up because of all the outfits you buy and everything like that, the cabs home, you know, stuff like that. It all adds up. That $150 could be invested. Imagine if you invested in a video in 2020, you know, how much, you know, $100, $200 a month, you would be right now. You would be up. Shit, I'm up 500+% right now because I invest my money instead of, you know, spending it on quick pleasures. So I just tell people to do that, and that's the beginning of it. You know, once you do that, then you could get crazy with it or get a little, you know, get a little bit risk averse and then start investing into stuff like stocks, you know, crypto, real estate, you know, things that bring you an income monthly. But it's all about that foundation of staying disciplined for sure.
Yeah, by any chance, were you a trader too or not?
Would I ever trade it? Nah.
For real?
Never was enough.
Now that I think about it, I think you were.
Well, nah, not that one. I'm not gonna lie, right? I don't understand it. Like I researched it for one day. I'm like, yeah, nah, this not for me. That's not my thing.
Yeah, because all the wealthy guys are doing it. Then you got of course, Kimani. Yeah, and whatnot. So I mean, well, how did y'all two meet? Actually, now that I think about it,
Kimani and I met at a real estate, either the real estate mixer or Drew Bernard's event. Then
how was that, or who was that?
Drew Bernard, he's a real estate investor in Brooklyn, Harlem area. He's a well-known real estate investor, and he has a non-for-profit. I think he calls it the Black House. If I'm mistaken, please forgive me. But he has basically like a spot on Church Avenue, I believe, and you know they had an event there, and I think I met Kamani there. If not, I met him at another event, the real estate mixer.
Yeah, cause I saw you at Royal Connection. I thought you came through because I was posting the flyer like every day.
Yeah, I always try to make it a habit to be at, you know, events, networking events and stuff like that. So
yeah, same with me too. Especially I have my own personal camera. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, you know, I definitely gotta go out there.
This studio was dope, by the way, bro, for sure. I told you this shit fire.
Yeah, appreciate it. But yeah, like that's just how I see it though. It's just like, you know, everything gotta make sense. Like, I'm not gonna go to brunch if brunch not really bad for me, unless you know I'm out with my shorty. But that's a different story. Like, but a brunch where you get to network and hear people speak. That's what I love about Royal Connections.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I met some dope people there, and connected. Sometimes like my social battery runs out because like I like to be to myself. Like I like to like work out and like, you know, chill with the fam and stuff like that. But going to those events have been a game changer for me because everything for me is about relationships. You know, in my business funding, you know, the main focus for me is building relationships with people, like genuine relationships, and, you know, at some point adding value to them. You know, seeing where I can add value to them, and then, you know, where God allows, you know, for them to add value back to me, that's you know, it's just a plus. But what I learned in the beginning of my business journey is just adding value to people as much as possible. And the more people you add value to, the more profitable you're going to be, you know, the more success you're going to have. Because think about like a real estate investor, right? He's providing value to a lot of people. The people that own this place right here, you know, they're providing value to a lot of people, and they're getting paid handsomely for it. So it's just figuring out ways as an entrepreneur to provide more value to your people and the people that serve you. I mean, that you serve.
Right. Yeah, because I would say, like, you know, from these events, I've seen how, like, a lot of people played hand in hand. Of course, I've seen you on other platforms. Yeah. I've seen other people on other platforms. I've seen other people working with each other.
Yeah.
in regards to whatever respective industry they're in. You know, of course, you know, Ethan was just here. That's somebody that we both know.
Yeah.
Seeing how,
Shout out to him.
yes, shout out to him. Seeing how, you know, he's on this platform and we just met not too long ago.
Yeah.
And even just like the relations that come out of it. It might be somebody that from the Raw Connections or a viewer that might go, you know, take a policy with him, you know, just off of the strength of the Raw Connection,
Right.
well intended, or this episode, or
Yeah.
the last episode, I should say. Yeah, and then the same here. Like, you know, it's probably going to be somebody that says, hey, this guy sounds informative. I want to get, you know, my business name and business info from this guy, you know?
Yeah, so that's what it's about, man. Just adding value to people and connecting the dots. You know, even as a young, you know, at a young age, my thing was buying and selling candy and buying and selling sneakers. Sometimes you may know another person that sells sneakers, and, you know, a client may be like, yo, you got this, or a person may be like, yo, you got these, and I'll be like, nah, but my son do. And then he might give me like 20 cash from him selling it to you. But that's a connection I just made. Now that person is like, yo, appreciate you for sending me that business. And then they might plug you in with something else. Yo, this is where I get my kicks from. You know, if you try to grow your business, do it here and all that. So that's just an example of how, you know, washing someone's hands, they'll wash your hands back for you know, and they may do it tenfold. So yeah, that's just what I try to do, bro.
Yeah, it's funny too, because, you know, us being from New York, they always say, like, you know, we don't show each other love, we don't this, we don't that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, it's hard to believe that, because it's like what I see with my own eyes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I do understand why people feel that way.
New York is different though. Like I was in Atlanta last year, you know, and the love and the just connection they have.
Best Fest.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Like it's different because they'll go above and beyond to help. Like in New York, it's like people will help, but if it's beneficial to them. And it's sad to say because I'm from New York, but it's just weird out here to me because it's like I feel like it's a little watch face. Like people watch, you know, what other people are doing and then, you know, try to feed her for that. But at the same time, I do like, you know, the generation that we're in because it's a lot of young investors that's willing to help each other out out there. I've been seeing that the more I've been in these rooms. So that's good to see as well. And the reason why I say Atlanta is dope is because it doesn't matter where you're at. You could be a beginner and they'll go out their way to help you get to that next level. Out here, if you're a beginner, nobody's gonna really check for you. Like that's why my business took a little bit longer to start picking up, is because, you know, when people see you doing something new, they're like, oh, what are you doing now? Like this is the new thing you're doing, like, and it's kind of like that until they see you consistent and you're serious, and then they'll start to show love. Yeah,
and it's funny too. In Best Fest, I seen you post about the other day. I still got to check on the info myself to.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'll show you. You see, but that's the thing. Here's the maturity and growth. Because earlier leisure blocked me, and I would still be willing to go. I would still be willing to go pay a ticket and put money in their pockets for the value they're gonna give, even though they blocked.
You want to talk about that?
I don't think it's not deep.
Like why they blocked you, bro?
Oh, it was just like I disagree. Like I was never negative. I was never like combative. It's just certain posts like, you know, disagree with.
Yeah,
I would just correct them and stuff like that. Like they were telling me about NFTs and stuff like that. I'm just like, you know, I just voiced my opinion. I didn't say nothing crazy. The stock stuff, that was just Stock Monday or something like that.
Market Monday,
they would post like stuff, just like, bro, like me as a trader, like.
Oh yeah, you do trade.
So that's why I'm just looking at stuff. I'm like, y'all believe it? I'm not literally typing it out like this, but I'm just saying here, behind my phone, like, yo, I really believe in these people, bro. Like, I can show y'all better. So just because I'm not rich, because I'm not selling no course and promoting lifestyle marketing to make hella capital off people and do all these extra things to make like it look like I'm rich off of trading like the next person, doesn't mean you can't gain any value from me. Because at one point, they gotta remember there was in their shoes at one point too, like of trying to push the value even though they didn't have like the results in terms of being like millionaires, or I don't know what they are, but you know, I'm not saying dumb person like the two of them. I'm saying like, you know, anybody that's been in that position where it's like they're not as rich or millionaires or whatever. So everybody start from somewhere. Everybody wants to be heard in some light, because when I'm a millionaire and I don't want to sell a course and people start begging me for the source.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna look like I'm messed up. I'm tucking. I'm
For
you know,
sure.
So
Yo, bro, remember when we...
I learned personal against them though.
Yeah, nah, I get it, bro. Like, that's why I don't feed into, like, social media too much. Like, the information that I get on there, it's more so like, all right, that information is cool. Now let me do my own research. Like, that's not how I started, though. Like, I got scammed because I didn't do my own research. Like, I got
I you spoke about that.
Yeah, I got scammed for $14K because, you know, after COVID, I was so thirsty to start making money. I believed in a mentor, and he just scammed me. And another person as well, you know, in real estate, which was what I wanted to get into. And
it's not from the brunch, is it?
Nah. This was before we met. This was this was like a year prior. We could talk about how we met too, but
no, I mean the audience knows the vlog is there.
Yeah. I'm one of the first vlogs too, like from back in the days too. But yeah, that was like 2 years after. But like I got scammed, and it was because I didn't believe in myself. I feel like I took that. I'm like, yo, bro, like if I would have invested this money myself, I would have rather, you know, the results from that. But I invested into somebody else that had the power now. So I felt powerless at that moment. I'm like, yo, I'm never doing that again. So every time like I see something online or I see something that's interesting, I always do the back end research, because things on the internet could sound cool, but it's not really that dope. Even with them and Earn Your Leisure, like I love them, I love the platform, but I always do my own research as well. So
no, definitely.
Hopefully they unblock you, bro, because we need every perspective. You know, other
don't let me want either. I'm pushing like a McLaren or a Lambo and saying I'm the biggest trader out here and I have a $5,000 course, or they're gonna wait till they see me like up on like I don't know, BET or another black-owned network or something like that.
Yeah, I know this is my interview. I mean, your interview for me, but question several: how would I be able to get into trading though? Like, say if I got like 10K, well, not that much. Let's say it's not like.
We gotta be careful what we say on camera. That's one thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I won't have the FCC or is it SEC or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. This is not financial advice.
Yeah, we just had a financial advisor that could have done that, but no. I mean, getting into trading it's funny because the game is different from where I started. Because that's why even for me right now, it's like because I don't really trade the winter, so it's like I took the winter off. All this stuff happened, all these regulations, all these new laws and stuff.
Yeah,
new ruling to where it's like now I'm just as lost as you basically in terms of where to start. But in terms of education, it's like okay, I could guide you there, but in terms of actually like doing it, like partaking in the markets, I'm kind of lost in that aspect of like trading, like this newfound like trading. Well, not newfound, but these new platforms basically.
Yeah.
The thing is new. I gotta one day sit down, go on YouTube, and learn how to use these things. Because listen, as long as y'all get me into this, I'll do the trading. Just get me into the system. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah, that's why I just focus on like stocks. Like I just dollar cost average. For those that don't know, dollar cost average is when you just put the same amount every month. So I just put the same amount every month. On rare occasions, I load the boat a little bit more when I like if I get a tip or something, or I see something that I like and it's at a decent enough price, I'll put more money into the stock or the ETF. But other than that, I just dollar cost average into, you know, my favorite stocks.
Yeah, I've been going more the crypto route recently.
Yeah, I gotta get into crypto because
I gotta check out that episode.
A lot of trades, but the
episode I did with 10 trades audience. I gotta check that out. That's the episode I want to see.
You could actually use business funding to invest in.
Of course,
in stocks too. You just gotta liquidate the bread. Now, once you liquidate the bread, if you got a play to make, you know, your profits before the 12 months is up, you super solid because you know, once you liquidate, you have that cash now.
Yeah.
And you can actually really leverage business funding to get yourself the bag, you know. So
it's the same with trading too, actually. Like I remember, I mean, this is probably me knowing anything about business funding and whatnot, but my friend was saying like he took a credit card for like $5,000. He loaded his account because because the thing is, so like with at least this is how Forex used to be done. Like when it comes to like the IMO days. what they used to tell us to do was like, you'd give us an unregulated broker, which was a red flag. They'll tell us to go to the broker and deposit Bitcoin, right? Because that's how they took the money. They didn't do ACHs and stuff like that. And from the crypto will go from your account into your bank account to your trading account, right? So that's basically how you fund your account. So what he did was he took his credit card, he'd buy crypto on like Instacoin or one of these things, and then he would take that crypto in his wallet, like a regular crypto wallet, because that's what most of these are, right? You could do the same with Coinbase. He would take that crypto and then just transfer it to the broker's wallet, and then the broker just takes that cash, puts it in there.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's how he was doing it, but he was doing it for credit, so, you know, he would just take his profits and pay back the card.
You got to get it how you get it, whatever really finding is necessary, bro.
But that sound risky, though, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because this is us in our beginning phases, too, so it's like he could have went left and been 5K and right.
You put out of that.
No, you can't, for sure, but it's just like, imagine you fresh out of college, no job, and it's like, boom, I'm about to just drop 5K, like.
Yeah, nah, that's tough.
Like, cause you know, like a lot of us, we all came out of school broke college students.
What college you went to?
I went to University of Scranton up in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Never heard of that one, but
yeah, it's funny enough. I'm seeing their ads everywhere, like on the trains and buses and stuff. I think they just try to recruit more black people.
Yeah, I went up there.
You say it's better than me to say, cause I'm seeing it like. I'm seeing it in Springfield. I'm seeing it like on the train at Rosedale back on. Like, I'm seeing it all these like you know the LIWS. I'm seeing it, but also too, a lot of kids that go to that school are like from like you know Suffolk and you know Nassau. So it's like they have a big amount of Long Island kids and a good amount of Jersey kids, and then Pennsylvania kids. City kids is probably like a small percentage.
Gotcha.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So they probably just try to recruit more.
I went to a PWI too, predominantly white institution.
So you went SUNY
Brockport. Well, I went to SUNY Canton first, and then transferred to SUNY.
Oh yeah, I remember because I asked you if you knew some. Oh yeah.
Yeah. My college journey was so dope. Like I wouldn't be where I'm at without it. Like it was one of the best experiences for me because, like. In high school and growing up in New York, I didn't really travel much. I only really knew New York City, like only New York City from, you know, Jamaica, from, you know, Rochdale, where I'm from, to, you know, Jamaica Ave, really. And then all the high schools based on.
So you always been a Queens person?
Huh?
You always been from Queens?
Always been from Queens.
Okay.
Born and raised.
I thought you moved around like that. Nah, I feel like everybody these days move around.
Nah, born and raised in Queens. I probably been to Long Island like maybe 5 times in my life at that point. You know, Brooklyn. I would go to Brooklyn every now and again because I played for an AAU team one year out there. That was my first time really going to AAU to Brooklyn. Basketball.
Okay.
Oh, we used to have practice at what you call it? Not Bishop Lofton.
Logland?
Huh?
Well, but you said Logland.
No, not what's the school with the Vikings?
Oh, South Shore.
South Shore, yeah. We used to have practice at South Shore. I forgot the name of the team, to be honest, but it wasn't no crazy team. Like it was just like I made it one year. I made the team one year, and I was mad hyped. But we didn't even play this summer, so that was my first time really being in Brooklyn. But that's just goes to show you I really didn't get out much. But then when I got to college now, and I was in Canton, I'm seeing all these people like they not really that smarter than me, but they got this opportunity. And he not taking it serious. So I started taking it serious. Mind you, I graduated with like a 2.7 GPA. Like, I wasn't really a studious person at all. But when I got to school, like, the schedule just worked for me because I would go to class, I have like a 3-hour break, then I have class again, then I have another break, and I have class again. 3 classes on Monday, 2 classes on Tuesday. So what I would do, I'll go to class and then I'll study because all the girls was in the library. Everybody was studying, so I just followed suit. Got my GPA up to like a 3 honorary levels, bro. And then I transferred. That's how I got into Brockport. And then it was lit after that. You know, I was able to get, you know, a nice degree.
So tell us about like the post college, because this is the story that we always tell it. I've heard this story many times, and as soon as you tell it, it's like everybody, you know.
Nah, well, so seeing with me and my girlfriend at the time, like. Before we started, like, we was damn near done. Like, we was about to break up, but then right before I left, you know, we got back together. Like, right before I left for school, we got back together. And then, you know, a couple weeks into the year, like, we realized it is done. Like, we're broken up. And then, you know, I get the call, like, I'm coming from the gym. Like, I'm like, yo, see, I'm going to change me in. I'm an RA on campus. I work for this fitness place. Like, I'm doing my thing on campus. Like, I'm good. Me and her not really speaking. I get a call, like, yo, I'm pregnant. Like, you're going to be a dad. I'm like, my heart literally got out my chest.
So she just put it on you, like, she's gonna be.
She was crying. I thought she got into a fight, you know, at home. I'm like, yo, you good? Like,
oh no, the way you just made it sound was like she said, no, you're gonna be a, like.
Yeah, but basically, like, she was distraught, and like, I just had to take it, you know, pause. I had to take it to the chin. Like, I had to just eat that because it was now my responsibility. So you can ask any of my friends, you know, from college, like you know, but prior to that, I was partying, you know, having a good time, just cruising, like, basically in life. And then after that, I wasn't outside. I was just working. Nobody saw me, you know. I was just so locked in because now it's go time. Now the responsibility is way bigger than you. So from that moment to now has just been consistently locking in and learning and trying to become the best version of myself so I could give that to my son. Yeah, so after he was born, actually the week before finals.
Oh wow.
So I had to, you know, hop on a plane, go to see him, you know, be born, hop on a plane back to come, you know, I was actually in the hospitals submitting assignments. Like, I was in the hospital submitting assignments because my teachers didn't care that I had a son on the way. Nobody else was going through that, you know, in college at 21 years old.
Right. At
that time, I was 22, but nobody else was going through that. So there's no protocol for a student that's having a kid, especially if you're a guy. Nah, you still got to submit. This is your senior year. You still got to submit the work. So I submitted the work, you know, and then a week later, I graduated from college, and then it was right home to being a dad. So, yeah, since then I've been, you know, studying. I was studying real estate. You know, I was doing my student teaching. I was studying real estate, listening to podcasts and stuff until I got my first teaching job. And then that's when I saved the 16K. I can't remember which one, but that's when I, you know, saved that money my first year working, and then I invested and then got scammed. So that pretty much catapulted my entrepreneurship journey. That was like, well, I would say about 6 years ago. And then, you know, I got into, after getting scammed, I'm like, nah, I'm going to take a break from real estate, because my thing after that was I'm going to generate the income to get back into real estate. I'm not going to save it this time. I'm going to generate the income to do it. So that's when I got into cleaning. You know, I seen a mentor online or a couple online, you know, teaching about cleaning, the cleaning industry. So I got into that. And just to make the story quick, it wasn't working out for me. But what I did have was a good credit score that whole time. I always paid my bills on time, and I had credit from a young age. So that's when I met my mentor. And then he, you know, gave me a play that got me over 100K in business funding from 2 banks. And since then, I'm like, yo, like, I can help other people do the same thing, and I don't have to work as hard. I don't have to be on site helping people clean apartments, homes. I don't have to be on the phone with clients until 12 o'clock at night. I don't have to fix an issue because a cleaner decided not to clean a house completely correct. So that's when I started consulting and doing business funding, and I've been doing it ever since. When you met me, I was actually in the cleaning. I was still doing cleaning, remember?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was still doing cleaning. I wasn't doing anything else yet, but yeah, that's how it started.
Oh wow, yeah, cause I remember, cause that all stemmed from that panel, and it's funny because it's like you could really tell, like, even this podcast for me, I say it all the time, like, you know, it's cool to have guests up here, but I actually learn from my guests more than I speak to them, if that makes sense.
Nah,
like, I rewatch the episodes, I take my notes, and I tell myself what are the main things I want to know if I actually wanted to venture out into this thing, right? Yeah, it's like for you, I kind of seen the same way, where it's like, you know, you're the panelist, but you're No, you were like the what do you call it? The
I was a host slash planner.
Okay, the host.
I was a host and the not the MC. The what do they call the person?
The how would you like the person that's like keeping the balance? What's the word I'm looking for?
I know what you're talking about. Dang, I can't find it either. So basically, the person
the curator, right?
Not the curator is not the right word, but we know y'all know what we
but nonetheless though, it's like from that perspective, it's more of okay, like you're guiding things on, you're kind of supporting where necessary. But you're actually asking questions as if you're like, a guest that walked in. You're like you were me or somebody, like a guest walking in to watch and listen and whatnot. So I could tell that you were really interested in what was going on and what was being spoken about.
Yeah.
And that, this was something that you were actually interested in. And you even came up to me and said, hey, I'd love to be a part of the vlog. So it's like,
yes.
Well, I mean, everybody was, but it's like you were more like, the energy that you had was like a very, like, not aggressive in a bad way, but it was like a, hey, like, I want to be a part of this for real. Like, other people were just more so, I just want to be in the camera.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
After this, I'm going to definitely go back and watch that video because it's definitely a full circle, moment. When I was there,
I take a dive.
Then I met you.
The audio was terrible.
When I met you, I'm like, yo, who is this guy? Like, because I seen you and your partner at the time. Y'all was interviewing people. It seemed like you was really like focused and locked in. I'm like, yo, who's this guy that's at my event? Cause I don't think any, Pat or
nobody knows.
No,
honestly, Malik knew it. Malik Dupree, he knew us.
Oh, so you knew Malik Dupree? You knew Pat? Okay.
Someone else invited us personally. I forgot. Maybe it was just Malik actually.
Got you. Mm-hmm. But I was like, yo, who is this person? Oh, he got a camera. Like, let me see what that's about. And let me lock in with him, cause, I just served you Rob and your energy. I would connect with you. Right. But yeah, I appreciate you for pulling up. But it was good to learn that, I had really insightful questions because I was so nervous. That was my first event. If you remember, the mic stopped working.
Yeah.
And even after.
That's what I'm saying. The audio was bad. Like, it was bad because of that, but also it was bad on, like, mine because I didn't, like, because my lavaliers weren't that, like, it was, Amazon quality, like, cheap Amazon quality. And the music was loud.
Yeah.
I think Pat, his part, you couldn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
You just see him smiling, looking back and forth at me, the camera, Taylor, like,
yeah.
I felt bad rewatching. I was like, damn.
Yeah, man. But that was actually the first event I put together. And shout out to Jermaine and Pat because they really helped me out with that. Like, I had a vision for that I got, from me attending other networking events. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to put on one for our community to help, bring people together. I didn't know what I would do with it yet, but I knew I wanted to bring people together, and I might need to do another one of those for sure in the near future.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, wait, so Jermaine, that was the poet, right?
Yeah, he's a poet.
Yeah, I like his work. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely want to see another performance
for sure. That's my guy. We went through a lot in college together. We was actually in the same major in college. Mm-hmm. So he was a semester ahead of me. But we were in the same program in college, and we pretty much went through college together for sure. Mm-hmm. That was one of my guys in college.
Yeah, so I feel like this was more of like how would you say? It was more like a meet Zach O'Hara episode as opposed to like speaking on like the things that you normally speak about. So if you could leave the audience with one thing from real estate and one thing from the business credit space that you feel that people should know that you feel like they don't know, what would that be?
Yeah, great question. Like with real estate, I would just say the number one thing I learned is knowing the numbers. With real estate, you don't make money on the sell, you make money on the buy. So you have to buy right. Like that's the most important thing I learned in real estate. And when I get into real estate, that's gonna be the main thing I'll do. Like I'll focus on buying at a good price because there's a lot of variables in real estate and a lot of things could go wrong real quick. So you have to buy right. And you got to know the numbers. You got to know, all right, how much is this house? Is it going to cash flow? How much is it going to cash flow? What is your after repair value if you're doing a flip? What is your cash on cash return? What is your monthly expenses? What is, the major expenses. How much should you put aside for that? So knowing the numbers is the main thing with real estate. And with business and credit, the business funding and credit, I'll just say the main thing to focus on is, like you said, like we said in the beginning, just being disciplined, making sure that you have your finances in check, make sure you're budgeting, and then start getting credit cards that, you know, that you could start paying for stuff with, and then paying them off right away. So once you pay those credit cards off right away, you could start applying for new credit or apply for higher credit limits. And then that's how you build out your profile. And if you are interested in leveraging your credit to start a business, make sure you set up your LLC correct. Make sure you get with somebody that has done it before. It doesn't have to be me, to help you with the process. And then when you're ready, go for that funding to help grow and scale your business. But make sure you're not using the funding without a plan. Make sure you have a plan with the funding, so that you are going to be profitable. So that's what I'll leave y'all with, you know.
Yeah, actually something came across my mind too. Yeah. So I had a previous guest. He's actually from Queens too. His name is Pretty Boy Pat. Right? He has a clothing line, Pretty Boy Clothing. Yeah. And he's actually a father himself. I think he's younger than us, but you know, he always emphasized, like, you know, how his son really pushes him and keeps him going. So like, if you had any words that you wanted to offer to like all the dad entrepreneurs, whether they're young fathers, older fathers, what would you think that would be?
Yeah, man, I would just say it's not, number one, it's not it's not all on you. Like, it takes a village to raise a child. So like, you know, I you know, get advice from my mom a lot on certain things. Like, I get advice from, you know, family members, my dad even, like, on, you know, what they were going through when they were my age with me. So that helps out a lot. And then also, you know, it has to work with business and being a parent. So you can't be afraid to take risks, even though you have a child. Your child gonna be good. You know, have that nucleus and that core around him or her, and your child is going to be good. But still continue to take risks, especially if you're young, because on the other side it's just going to be like, just it could potentially not bode well for your child in the future if, you know, you don't take that risk. So I'd rather take a risk, fail, and then learn from that and then do better next time, rather than not take a risk at all. But I mean, that's tough to say because people still have to take care of their family. But I mean, that's why I say make sure you have that strong core behind you that you can lean on in case if you fall. So I'm blessed to have that, and that allows me to take the risk that I take, because I know if push come to shove, I could go to my mom's crib. Like, there's a space for me there. And that all stems from my mom. This is all a shout out to the mom Dukes, because she's the first entrepreneur. My mom had 2 homes at one point. Like, she had 2 homes that had tenants. So I actually learned a lot of my entrepreneurship, you know, mindset from her, because she, you know, leveraged her good credit to buy a home and then buy another home on top of that, and had tenants in both. Of course, you know, tenants in New York, sometimes they don't pay, and there's a lot of issues with that. But she has a home, and she has space in there for me to come back if necessary. Yes, I have 2 other brothers, but my other brother, he's, you know, he has his own place. My youngest brother, he's there, but there's a space for me if need be. So that's a blessing. So shout out to moms.
Yeah, and it's a personal thing that I wanted to touch on too. So it's like, definitely want to commend you on, like, you know, your speaking, because it's like, I see you host events, I see you as a guest speaker, I see you doing your press run, right? So like what would you say, like, you really got that, like, guess, because I mean, of course, I didn't know you prior, but it's like, I don't know, do you feel like that's something you developed? Is that something that's always been natural for you? Like,
I would say no. I think I can speak better. Like, I feel like I still speak like I'm from the earth, which isn't a bad thing, but I
love the authenticity, bro. You gotta let go from
I want to be more articulate with my words, because in larger, you know, when you're speaking to people that you want to invest into you, sometimes they may go off of that first impression.
That's true, yeah.
You know, and it sucks when they may count you out because of how you speak. They may not think you're smart enough. So I do want to, you know, become a better speaker for that reason. But what has helped me has always been reading. So I do read, and I'm also a teacher as well. So I teach physical education. So speaking to kids every day and having to break things down to the minute detail has helped me become a better speaker, because as a teacher, you have to be able to explain things very in-depthly in order for kids to understand. So that's something that has helped me as well. So, yeah. I still am employed. I'm still a teacher, but at some point, you know, I would like to transition into entrepreneurship full time. But right now, I enjoy teaching. I enjoy, you know, business as well. But with my job, it does offer me that balance of having both. So that's why I'm still teaching.
Yes, sir. So, Wealthy Zach, let everybody know how they could get in touch with you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro, for having me on. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but yo, appreciate you. I love what you're doing. I love what you got going on here. But how people can find me, y'all can find me at wealthy__ZACH on Instagram. That's wealthy__ZACH, Zachary O'Hara. Follow me, I'll follow you back. I love connecting with other entrepreneurs. And if you are looking for business funding, just shoot me a DM and I'll send you my schedule and we could get on a consultation call and go from there. Really can't wait to connect with you guys.
Yeah, definitely let him know where y'all found him from. All right.
Yeah, for sure. For that affiliate, if you need that affiliate payout, I got you.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So as always, you know, show love to all the guests we have up here. If you're new, check out other episodes as well. See if there's other topics that you're interested as well that you want to tap into, or if there's anything new that you want to tap into that you were looking for that mentor, that guide. Maybe you had a guest. Maybe Zach in this episode was the mentor for that you need. So you know, definitely check out what we have on our channel. Subscribe. Check out other platforms as well.
Subscribe for sure.
Yeah.
Son got something crazy going on here, so y'all want to be here for it for sure.
Yeah. As always. Love y'all. We out.
All right. Appreciate